Our reporters spread all across the length and breadth of the country. Amit Mukherjee joins me from Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh. Maklin joins us from Visakhapatnam, and also Akshay Dongre. Okay, I'm told Amit Mukherjee I don't see on the screen. I see Akshay Dongre joining us from Hyderabad. I see Maklin from Visakhapatnam, and Debyendu Mondal joining us from Ranaghat in West Bengal. Debyendu, first to you. West Bengal, true to its character, very brisk polling. How do you see the political contest there, and what are voters telling you? What are they coming out and voting even while the sun it's scorching? The sun is scorching hot.
Well, Amritpal, that's right. You know, Bengal living up to its character. It's a very politically active and aware state. And amongst all the states that are going to polls till 1 p.m., the data that we have from the Election Commission, Bengal has recorded the highest number of polling till 1 p.m. It's about 52% of polling has been done till 1 p.m. And the queue that you can see behind me is, of course, a testimony of the fact that people are still queuing up even at this hour of the afternoon. It's about 2:20 in the afternoon. It's really hot and humid here in West Bengal, but despite that, people are coming out to vote. That's how aware, politically responsible and politically active the state of West Bengal is. Every year since, if I take you back to 2014, even then Bengal recorded about 82% of voting.
Right.
In 2019 it was about 81%, and the officials and political pundits here estimates that even this time around Bengal will keep up to its highest number of polling across the countries. Of course, the nature of the state is such that people come out of their homes and cast their vote. Currently, I am at the Krishnanagar constituency where Mahua Moitro of the Trinamool Congress is battling it out against the Ranima, or the Queen Mother of the erstwhile kingdom of Krishnanagar.
Yeah.
She is the 39th generation
In fact,
of Raja
Debyendu,
Krishnachandra Roy, who once ruled the state of Bengal. Yes, back.
Debyendu, if it is a battle of bigwigs in Bengal. I'll come to that, but let me bring in my other colleagues before I come back to you. Let me go across to Maklin, who's joining us from Visakhapatnam. Mak, it's brisk polling where you are as well, despite the heat. But I hear the tempers are running high, ain't it?
Well, that's true, Amrit. Not really quite brisk because you could look at the percentage. The last time around, it was the state had polled 80% polling at the and currently it's only about 40.26 at 1 p.m. Though of course the place where I am, Visakhapatnam, is even showing less at about 34% voter turnout at the moment. But Kadapa, the place where you talked about Y. Sharmila contesting against her cousin Avinash Reddy, the voter turnout is the highest in the state so far, of about 46%. But yes, of course, the weather is hot here and it's humid and the queues are long, and people have been standing in queues for a long time. And as a result of that, when few people who consider themselves more important than others come by and get ahead and try and get into the polling booth ahead of the others, then they throw a few, they exchange of words.
Right.
Here and there, in fact, even in the polling booth that I was in, people were objecting to certain people coming ahead of them. But otherwise, it's been smooth polling. You have to understand it takes a little longer for each voter here because they're voting for the assembly as well as the Lok Sabha, so a little longer wait per person as compared to the other places. Hence, maybe that is a result. As a result of that, the voters are taking a little longer. But clearly, the enthusiasm is high because even now, as the heat is on, the queues are quite long.
All right. Mark, your camera belies the statistics because I see a long queue behind you. Even at 2:25,
Yes,
in the afternoon. I have just come back from Uttar Pradesh. 225 polling booths were absolutely empty because it was so hot there, and it is hot where you are. So clearly there is enthusiasm. We'll have to see.
Right.
You know,
I can ask Piyush to show you. He can show you that there are shamiyanas here. So you know they are actually quite safe in the shade at the moment. So
Yeah, but
as a result of that, perhaps they have a little bit of shade from the sunshine.
All right. Okay. All right.
But otherwise, yes, there's also water provided, and there's plenty of. We'll come back. Go ahead, Amrit.
Yeah. Let me now go across to Akshay Dongre. Akshay is joining me from Hyderabad. Akshay, tell us how Hyderabad and the state is polling.
Well, if you look at the number of polling percentages, it is not very encouraging for Hyderabad. In fact, till 1 p.m., the city of Hyderabad, or rather the constituency, has recorded even lesser than 20% of polling percentage. In fact, I have this application by the Election Commission of India, which has they break down the information about the voting percentage, and they update it in real time, at least in every couple of hours. So, according to this application, the Hyderabad constituency has reported about 19.37% of polling till 1 p.m. That is not an encouraging number at all. In fact, if you look at other constituencies that are neighboring constituencies of Hyderabad that in fact come or are counted as the Hyderabad city, they include Malkajgiri, they include Secunderabad as well, and everywhere the situation is the same. But if you look at larger Telangana, all 17 seats are going for polls today. The overall percentage of voting is 40.38%. If you look at Secunderabad, it is at 24.91%, and if you look at Malkajgiri, it is at 27.69%. However, the rural areas, are doing fairly well with Adilabad at over 50%, Zahirabad at over 50% once again, then Nalgonda is at 48%, Medak is at 46%, Khammam is at 50% once again. So when you look at the constituencies, especially the rural areas, are in fact registering much higher percentage of voting than the urban areas. Now, this was a fear in the Election Commission of India. In fact, even when we were talking earlier as well, if you remember, we have been talking that urban apathy is one of the biggest challenge for the Election Commission, especially at a time when the voting day is just after or just before the weekends. People usually take or rather consider these 3 days as a long weekend. Instead of coming out and casting their vote, they go out, to cooler areas because it's quite hot here in Hyderabad. And in fact, we are standing here. If you look at the queues, there are absolutely no queues while the arrangements have been made for people to in fact stay in shade and not stand outside. But most of the people that we have been seeing, majority of them rather, Amritpal, have been senior citizens or some middle-aged people, but not a lot of youth has been seen, at least at the polling booths of Hyderabad, Malkajgiri and Secunderabad. So that is one concern with that the Election Commission of India will have to address sooner or later.
All right. Before I let the three of you go, let me come back to Debyendu. Debyendu, I wanted to ask you, battle of big wigs in West Bengal. Paint us the picture. Who are the key candidates?
Well, that's right, Amrit. It's of course a star-studded phased election this time. The fourth phase here in Bengal. We have a plethora of these star candidates that are contesting elections in this particular phase here in Bengal. On one hand, in where I am, this is the Krishnanagar constituency. Here, as I was telling you earlier, it is Mahua Moitro, who many have known for her being vociferous, and also she was involved in a cash for queries, alleged cash for queries.
Just list out who are Mahua Moitra, Mahua Moitra, SS Aluwalia, Yusuf Pathan. Who else?
Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary from the Congress is also contesting against Yusuf Pathan. Kirti Azad, former cricketer. We also have Shatabdi Roy, a renowned Bengali actress who's contesting from the Birbhum constituency. So we have a number of these star-studded candidates that are contesting from in this particular phase. So of course it's an interesting battle, Amrit. There are many issues also. doing the rounds of the minds of the people. Yes.
All right. Debindu, thank you very much for joining us for the moment. Also, Akshay, you guys take care of yourselves. It's very hot. Drink a lot of fluids and keep reporting. Thank you very much.